Oh, it's so interesting. It's so interesting. This week's Mixed Media Art Journal is about packing and moving and making the jobs smaller and more manageable, one bite at a time. Okay, good. 2 people watching. I don't know who the 2 people are, but there's 2 people. I'm going to trade this life for fortune and fame. I'll even cut my hair and change my name. I just want to be big rock stars and living in tall buses, driving 15 cars. The girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. We'll all stay skinny cause we just want to eat. And we'll hang out in the coolest bars with the VIP, with the movie stars. And the good gold diggers gonna wind up there. Every playboy bunny, the bleach blonde hair. And hey, I wanna be a rock star. Yep, I'm live, and Louise is live. Hey, I wanna be a rock star. Yes, I do. Alright. Hang on. Cause you're never fully dressed without a smile. Alright. Look, the Mike's Harder Lemonade has Deadpool on the can. Deadpool. I love Deadpool. Alright, where are we? Okay, we're live. Obviously, we're live on the YouTube. Not sure how I like it. This is I don't know, the 3rd or 4th episode of us being live on the YouTube, and the thing that I do not appreciate about being live on the YouTube is that there is no pre-show sing-along. That makes it very, very difficult for me. So again, we're on week 3 of episode 3, episode 4 live on the YouTube, and we'll get better. I miss my friends. I miss 3.Diva Dave. I miss the sexy redheaded Darcy. I miss Jay the Viking. I'm missing a lot of my friends that are somehow not finding it over to the YouTube. But maybe they will. Who knows? Maybe they will. But I don't know that I want to go back to Ustream, because Ustream caused a whole lot of extra problems for me that I don't. Look, I could. How do they do that in the movies where they can show their product placement and still drink? But I'm not getting paid by them, so screw them. Anyway, let's see. I have water, I have paint, I have brushes, I have a book. The kids are not here. Again. The wife is not here. Again. But those days are coming to an end. Today is the 16th, so we have 13 more days until all the rest of my immediate family are Houstonians. Yes, because on the morning of the 29th, I will wake them up at 3 o'clock in the morning, put them in a truck, and drive them to Houston. Done. No reason to ever go back. Well, except, all of our family's still there. All the rest of our family's still there. Anyway, and so the wife's been moving. Hey, Kia. So the wife's been packing and cleaning and doing all that stuff, and she's frustrated. The people have offered her advice on how to handle all that. So I thought I'd journal a little bit about that today. And I tell you what, take your headphones off. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Artistic Biker, live on the YouTube this week. So we're going to journal a little bit about the breaking down of the moving process and doing it in small, manageable bites. So let me get the intro to the YouTube video done, and we will talk a little bit more about it on the other side. Hey, Carol. Thank you so much. Welcome to Tejas. I think that's supposed to be a J. Tejas. I live in Tejas. I live in Houston, America. Houston, America. All right. Let's make sure we're all set up here. It's not like we could have been doing all this prior to the show. Welcome to this week's episode of The Artistic Biker. Last time on The Artistic Biker was the blue screen of death. And my website's still down because, I'm basically too lazy to go back and reinstall it. But my website was hacked, not necessarily intentionally, but automatically through a backdoor from one of the helper programs that I have installed on WordPress. We'll get it worked out. It's going to be taken care of. Newsletter, everything should be back online next week. We just haven't done it yet because, again, I have other priorities: day job, night job, whatever. Anyway, that's what this episode was about. You can see we've got the hanging tree, we've got the funeral, the cemetery back here, because it is the Artistic Biker blue screen of death. So that was last week. This week we want to talk about the packing and the moving and the cleaning of the house, and people coaching my wife on how to break it down into smaller jobs, smaller and more manageable jobs. So with that, let's just turn the page and get started. Okay, so I do that so that I can do that little short 3-minute video and turn this whole thing into a 3-minute thing, speed it up to 20 times the speed of light. But I still haven't edited last week's video. Normally on Sunday I swoop in down here on Sunday and I do the video editing, and then I couldn't get down here on time on Sundays, and so I started doing the video editing on Mondays. And this week, what happened on Monday? Something happened Monday. What happened? I don't even remember what happened on Monday. Tuesday was figure drawing, I know that. What did I do on Monday? Doesn't matter. Something happened on Monday, and I got distracted, and I ended up not reinstalling the website. I ended up not reinstalling the website, and I ended up not doing the video editing. And then the next thing you know, yesterday was Wednesday, and now it's Thursday again. I still haven't done it. So I may have to stay up late tonight and get that done, so that video can go online by Friday, and then this video can go online next Friday. I really should be more diligent about that, but that was one of the things we talked about. I tell you what, I went to Creator Day for YouTube. YouTube hosted a Creator Day conference here in Houston, and I was there with the Art Sherpa and the lovely Jamie Lynn and Audria Gustav. And anyway, we had some fun with that. I'll talk more about that. Let me dry this real quick, and we'll talk some more about that here in just a few minutes. Hey, 3-Dot Movie Day. You can, if you go and click the 3 dots over to the side, it'll say View Active Users. And it'll tell you everybody that's active in chat. Allow me to demonstrate. Hi, Sherry. Goodness. Over here on the chat, there are 3 dots. Follow my mouse. There are 3 dots just like in 3-Dot DVD. And if you click those, one of the choices is View Active Users, and you can see. You can see who's active. But I think you have to have actually said something to be credited with being active. Or maybe it's just for me. Neener, neener, neener. I tell you what, I don't always tell you something, but when I do, I sure tell you what. One of the many things I'm looking forward to when the wife and kids get down here is somebody to entertain you when I have to make a mad dash to the restroom. I know y'all needed to hear about all that, right? It'll be sure nice to have just a little bit of somebody to where I can go. You guys remember, some of you remember when girl 2 was little, and I'd wander off to go do something, and I'd say, "Sing for him, baby," and she'd just, "I love my daddy. He's my favorite daddy." Yeah, it'd be nice to have that back. Of course, she didn't sing for us anymore. She's too self-conscious now. She's all like, "I don't know the words. What am I supposed to sing?" I don't know. Make something up. I can't make something up. Nobody wants to hear that. Of course not. Nobody wants to hear you sing. Sing like a girl. I love my daddy. He's the greatest daddy ever. Especially with Father's Day coming up, it'd be nice to have. I wish I'd have recorded that song. I love my daddy. Oh. That'd be a nice Father's Day song recording. What were we talking about? This needs some white in it. Yeah, they're in the chat room trying to figure it out. Some of my regulars. It's nice to have 3.Diva Dave back. We were just talking about you, 3.Diva Dave. But one of the transitions from Ustream, one of the many differences between Ustream and Facebook, and YouTube so far, is that, well, I like that. It's a nice cream color. It almost looks like brown paper sack. One of the many differences between YouTube and Ustream. Ustream had a IRC chat room where if you had Merc or Perk or Perch or one of those other chat programs, you could pull the chat room up and then you could have all the features of an IRC chat room. And YouTube does not have that benefit. And that's frustrating to those of us who are used to it. And so Dave and I were actually talking on the phone the other night, some of the things we might do to work around that. And I suggested, maybe I start maybe that's one of the features of my Patreon, is that you get to go to the IRC channel and you get to be part of the live chat. But we both agree that the problem there is that this is to help people be creative, to encourage people to be creative. This is not one of those elitism. You can only watch my channel if you're special shows. This is for everybody. So I don't want to limit the chat like that. So there was that, and I don't know. Where's Patrick? Is there a Patrick? Hey, Patrick. And so, we still have to figure out how to do it equitably. Ooh, acrylic paint stinks when it starts to coagulate. Ooh, it stinks. So anyway, we'll figure it out. But we were talking about it just a moment ago, David. We were talking about how we were missing people and how it would be nice to figure out how to get more involvement. Biker guy. Ooh, I'm digging this background. I don't know how paint gets all over everything over here. If you'll notice, when you look this way, you can't look that way. If you were to look over here, you would notice things like this with paint all over them. I don't really know how that happens when I try to be so careful with how the paint is distributed throughout the studio, but somehow it manages to happen. How are we doing on time? It's already 10 till 7. It's almost time for what's on your easel. I don't have any easel suggestions, so you're just going to have to suffer through my easel submissions. And, you know, deal with it. I think this is shaping up to be a pretty nice background. And then we'll cover it up with something else. Doing it this way because I want these dots round. I don't want them streaky in a different direction. I don't want them oblong. I want them round. Straight up and down. I don't teach on this show. I have to remind myself sometimes I don't teach on this show. If you learn something from this show, it's strictly coincidental. Okay. Need this. I'm going to dry that just a little bit before we go to what's on your easel because I want to set it. I just want to set it in. Hi, Linda. That's a good. Oh, goodness. Hi, Nomadic Rose. I gotta do that again. Hang on. That's funny. I'm going to show you this. You guys may not think it's funny, but I think it's hilarious. Check it out. Body break. Wait. Let me show you again because it's funny to me. And yeah, after all, look. Body break. Here, wait, there's video. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, this is not dry, but we're going to set it aside. Now, where'd my mouse go? Thanks, Nomadic Rose. And bless you too, Karen. Okay, let's set this aside. Let's do what's on your easel. So, the last time I checked, I didn't have any other easel submissions, but I heard my mail go off while I was talking about there not being any easel submissions. And, nope, sure enough, no easel submissions from anybody else. So, I will show you what's on my easel. I've been kind of busy the last few days. I still haven't broke out the paints. But I have started doing my morning sketches and my evening sketches again, because it's not just putting pencil to paper, but it's at least putting pencil to paper. So, for instance, here's this one. And I just grabbed 3 random objects. Like, I have this sack. Here. Don't die. I have this sack full of toys. All kinds of, don't drop them either. All kinds of toys. And I just grabbed 3 items out of there and throw them on the table. Like that. And then while I drink my morning coffee, I sketch them. And so here's a narwhal and some sliced apple, toy. These are toys, sliced apples and sliced pears. And then, wrong way. And then here was a warm-up sketch that I did before I started my face drawings of of a toy horse. And then here was the next morning sketch, and there's that dinosaur that was just there. Dinosaur, toy horse, sliced oranges, toys. And then this is Annie Oakley toy that I did as a warm-up sketch before last night's face. And so there's those. And I show you this stuff to inspire you to try. Not because I think it's amazing or great or anything like that. Just to show you, try. And I found this 12-week course. It's supposed to be a 12-week course on how to do portrait drawing. And I've never really concentrated on realism, or especially faces. I've always been intimidated by faces. I've always let faces get to me, especially like noses and teeth. Man, I've always let that stuff just get to me. And so I want to get over that. So I want to start drawing more faces. I do, David. I post them on. Oh, you're not talking to me. Never mind. But so I found this program. It's Drawing Mastery. It was inexpensive. It was supposed to be 12 weeks to mastery, which I think is a joke. And I start looking through it. And of course, the premise is practice. So. Of course, I'm going to follow it. I'm going to follow it for 12 weeks and see what it does. But the first week is draw 3 portraits out of the reference drawings. And so here's my first 2. My first 2 portraits out of the reference drawings. You can't tell who they are, so I'm not going to tell you who they are because I don't want you to see exactly how bad that is. But anyway, here's here's Tom Cruise and Denzel Washington, which again doesn't look anything like Tom Cruise or Denzel Washington, but you got to start somewhere, right? So I'll do one more this week to meet the requirement for the 12-week mastery, and then we'll see what next week's are. And then Tuesday nights, and this is one of the nice things about YouTube, avert your eyes, it might be porn. Tuesday nights here in Houston, there is a figure drawing event that I can go to. And so I went to figure drawing and did some sketches at the figure drawing class with a live model, and that was fun, you know, to actually get out there and try to capture what you could see in front of you. Not nearly as easy as they make it look when you see them whip out that pencil and just start sketching. Surely not as easy as the cat on Titanic sketching Rose like one of his French women, but still a good time and a good experience. And then finally, there's the pocket journal. Figures, and this is one of the things that YouTube has well over Ustream, in that I couldn't show this on Ustream because it's nudity, so I couldn't show it on Ustream and get away with it. So these I do every night, or almost every night rather. So here's the last week's worth. Just in my little book with a gel pen. So that is dun dun dun. That is what is on my easel. That is what was on your easel. If you would like to be a part of what's on your easel, simply send an email to blade@artisticbiker.com. We'll use your works to inspire other people to do works, because that's what this is all about. It's to inspire people to get up and try and do something creative in their life. So that said, this is not quite dry, so I'm going to dry this just a little bit more. We will take a little break and we'll be right back. I need a snot button so I can press it and you can't hear me snot or cough. You know, we don't really go anywhere. And I don't even know that we really have to say that anymore, because now the show is live on YouTube, and as soon as the show is done, it's on YouTube. Blade's face intimidates me. David just called me ugly. That's not nice. That's not nice, Dave. You're not being nice. Wait for you when the page is dry. I may just towel it off. I'm going to go get some paper towels. Hang on. I'll get some paper towel and I'll just towel it off. I got to walk all the way through the house, get paper towels, because I'm not smart enough to keep any out here in the studio. So, this one, I don't particularly care about the puddles because we didn't do it in a puddle fashion. So it doesn't really matter if, I don't know how or why I get paint all over me every time I do this. But we'll towel it off. That'll make it dry faster. Ooh, spiders. That'll make that dry faster. I'm going to save that. I can use that to dry stuff again once that thing dries. So we'll dry this just a little bit more. And it should go pretty quickly now because all the wet's going off of it. Too late, you may leave. You can't tell it. Look, Nomadic Rose. Because we set it remember, before we went to what's on your easel, we set it. We put the hairdryer on it. We set it before we went away. So we made sure that some of the colors, and I'm not teaching, because teaching, I reserve that for the people who know what they're doing. But that's why I set the colors before we went to what's on your easel, so that after we come back, we can do stuff like dry it off. And you can see that the splatters are they're still there. Even though I toweled it off, the splatters are still there. So that is why we set it before we went away, so that we could speed the process up later. And it doesn't matter anyway, because now I'm going to paint on top of it. Okay, this is how I'm going to get paint on my nose, because I'm going to use the tissue paper. I hope that doesn't end up on a page. All right, I want to show you this real quick, because I was at YouTube Creator Day. Yesterday, was that yesterday or day before yesterday? I think it was day before yesterday. But I was at YouTube Creator Day with Audria and Cinnamon Cooney and Jamie Lynn, and Audria took some pictures I want to share with you of me and Audria. And I like taking pictures with pretty girls. I really like taking pictures of me and pretty girls. And then there's me and Cinnamon, and look at it, looks like that old 70s family picture where none of us are looking at the camera. And then I want to show you this one other. This may take some effort, because I got to figure out where it is, and I got to make sure that I don't want you to see any nudes. This beautiful young lady had legs for days, and I'm standing on my tippy toes next to her so I don't look so short. She was in a miniskirt. She's a cosplayer and a comedian, Roxy. Her name's Roxy. I'll post more information about her. But she had legs for days, and I got my picture taken with her, because we're going to do a collaboration. I'm going to paint her in her cosplay outfit, and she's going to try and draw me. And she's admittedly not an artist of any kind, but she's going to try and draw and caricature me, and I'm going to paint her. And so I may paint her nude. I don't know. She's beautiful. Jamie here. Hey, APG Jamie, we were just talking about you. Not. I didn't refuse to take a photo with you. You were never around when we were taking photos. We had the hardest time. Jamie got there before I did. We had the hardest time coordinating, because when it come lunchtime, we were so far apart, and then I left early. I don't know. That whole YouTube Creator Day scene, I'm not sure how I feel about it, because, you know, if you're in the mindset that you're going to get on YouTube and make a fortune, and you want to network with people, well, that's a lot of blue. And you want to network with people, and you want to be involved in the analytics and all that other crap, then that thing is for you. Look them up. Find that YouTube Creator Day in your area, and by all means do it. I highly suggest it. But the more she talked about how to get people to like your page and tricks you can do and all that other stuff, the less interested in it I became. And quite frankly, the whole thing was geared towards pages that already have 10,000 subscribers, which I do not. And so, where'd my yellow pen go? I had it just a minute ago. And so, I don't know that I got anything out of it besides the fact that I got to see Jamie and Johnny, and I even got to visit with Johnny for a little while during lunch, and Cinnamon and Audria. Oh, I can't remember. Who's that other young lady that sat with us? Jamie, do you remember her name? Exactly, David. So, and David's in the chat room. David's in the chat room saying that social media marketing makes me feel dirty. Makes me feel smarmy. And I'm in sales. I'm a salesman in my day job. I'm in sales, and I'm good at my day job. And I'm not the smarmy car salesman type salespeople. I talk to them. I figure out what their needs are, and then I decide. And then and then we talk and just try to determine whether or not I have anything to offer them that will actually help them. And if I don't, then I take them to dinner, to lunch, and we go play golf anyway. And we still remain friends. And if I have some way to help them, then I help them if I can, because that's how it's supposed to work. But that stuff just feels smarmy. All right, that should be enough paint for what I want to do. You know, Jamie, what I was really hoping to get out of it was I was really hoping to get hooked up with a YouTube liaison, so that I would have somebody to talk to for issues, like when they flag my videos for copyright violations, even after I've paid ASCAP fees. Or when, talk to them about features like this whole YouTube Live thing where I can't do my pre-show sing-along because when you go live, the minute you are done recording, it is live on YouTube, and immediately you get the notice, you have a copyright violation and your video will not be seen in 7 countries. Well, I really wanted to edit it a little bit before it went live. And then the chat features, Anyway, that's what I was hoping to get from it. And I couldn't even get the young ladies to acknowledge that they didn't give me my materials, let alone pay attention to become a liaison. That was kind of frustrating. But they had a large crowd to manage. I'm trying to. They're passing out materials, and they didn't bring enough for everybody, and they didn't pass out enough at the table. And I'm trying to get their attention, and she just wanders off. But she had a large crowd to contend with, so I don't blame her too much. My wife told me, yeah, you have to have 10,000 subscribers before you can get assigned a liaison. That's what we discussed. That's what we figured out. That's not what my wife told me, though. My wife told me, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but my wife told me that I look better with a beard. So I grew my beard back. And my daughter tells me the other day, Daddy, you look better with a beard. You should always wear a beard. My youngest daughter, my oldest daughter would never say anything so mean or hateful to me as all that. Because she wants to be in the will. Can't talk, Artie. All right. That looks like me. At least I think it looks like me. Did you not get any food? Jamie's in the chat room saying they brought enough materials. They didn't bring enough, but people picked up extras, but they didn't bring enough food. Let's see, when I paint my wife, I always start with her curves. Because she has awesome curves. Glorious curves. She is fun to look at, to say the least. She's paler than me. I may have to add some more white. Dave's in the chat room saying, Art Mom does in fact have some awesome curves, and I mean that in an entirely not creepy stalker way. A little bit of purple to make the orange into brown, or give the impression of orange into brown. And then we need her blonde streak, because she dyes a blonde streak into her hair. That's not a blonde streak. That's not a blonde streak. That's a blonde streak. I don't know how paint and everything gets all of this stuff behind me. She never looks at me like this. Never, never, never. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. See, I tell you what. I'm gonna dry this right across the bottom here. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Let's do this instead. Spray a little water on there so the paint spreads like that. Do the same thing on this side. That. And we may need to try that. All right, let me dry that real quick, and then we'll put some words on top of it. How are we doing on time? Oh, good Lord, it's already 7:20. Hey, Rickard. Chandler, Arizona. Pneumatic Rose is in Chandler, Arizona. No, Rickard, when we get set up over on the other side of the garage over here, I got a whole vent thing set up. We won't do this anymore because it'll dry as we paint. Or if we absolutely have to do this, then we'll have a camera at the other end of the garage. This setup is going to go over there in that corner by the door, so I can open the door and spray paint. And the wife's table is going to go right here, so she can art, and then the kids will be between us. And ultimately, once we're all together, when we get to, if I absolutely have to run a hairdryer, I'll move the camera over to her so she can give an update on what's going on in her art life. We may even start having her run what's underneath her. Because I want to move this, I want this to be a family affair again. It was so much more fun with the kids and the wife and everybody out here messing with it. It was so much more fun when the kids and the wife were out here messing with, playing with us like that. So, 13 more days. We're down to 13 days. It'll be 12 days when I wake up. I'm so looking forward to it. Yep. Cannot wait. Draw a cat. Like some heroes in a story. What are you singing? Let's go. Oh, Blaze of Glory. Now, great. Now I'm going to be singing that all day. Let's go out in a blaze of glory. All good things must end. Like two heroes in a story. Let's go out like we came in a blaze of glory. Oh, where's my white pen? two heroes in a story. Let's go out. Let's use the brush pen for a little while, because I love my brush pen. Look how I'm touching her butt in the picture there. Ooh, can't talk, Arting. But yeah, I cannot wait for when they get here. I am so stoked about that. What else were we talking about? We were talking about something else. That's all the lyrics I know too. What did the Donald have the nerve to do, Rickard? Let's not. Hey, I tell you what. Let's not make it political. That's probably something for another conversation. I didn't want any green. All right. That's enough of that nonsense. Draw a cat. Alright. Somebody got spray paint on the blue paint. I don't know how that happens. Happy inbirds. Everybody needs happy inbirds. Hey, Lilith. Hey, J.L. Johnson. Wait, is J.L. Johnson Lilith? I get confused. Viola Johnson. I just said I didn't want to make this political. Didn't I? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. All right. She goes by many names. Good to know. I'm not going to pretend to know what I'm doing here. I just make this up as I go along. I just try to add some highlights where and lowlights where I think it'll make the letter more readable. Some days the magic works, some days it doesn't. I think I'm going to start using my brush pen though, because this is irritating. And I can go a lot faster. There you go. Okay, there's that. I don't know, Rickard. Less and less. Rick's in the chat room saying, when am I going to come to Dallas with my road show? Do, 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 do. Ah. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. Can't talk, Artie. Let's see, where are we? 7:30. We're doing fine. Let me dry that real quick so I can put the ink highlights on it. I don't have to drive much. Let's see. Patrick asks, what does my page mean? Well, since we're moving, my poor young bride, my beautiful young bride, is having to deal with packing and moving everything by herself. And so everybody keeps offering her advice on how, just spend 15 minutes a day packing boxes. Just spend, you don't have to move it down into manageable bites. Move it down. How does a cheetah eat an elephant? Small bites. And so, somebody actually said that to her on the website, on Facebook. How does a cheetah eat an elephant? Small bites. And so here's me explaining to the wife how to clean and pack. Small bites, right? So she bit my head off, and So yeah, this is how our life is going right now. I'm being very helpful with my advice, and she's just not taking it well. Let's just say she is. It was a rough day for her today. I'm giving her a hard time. Today was a rough day for her because today was her very last art journal class. It was her very, very, very last art journal class with her littles at her school that she's taught at for the last 15 years. And so it was a rough day for her because she loves those kids. She absolutely loves those kids. And the only thing left for her to do is pack that room up and get completely out of there. And her main classroom is already packed up. So there's already been pictures of that posted, and some of her past graduates have come by to visit with her and say goodbye to her and make sure they get to see her. And I'm telling her, there's no reason why you can't come up in the summer and still offer your art camps. We can always get you a space up in Oklahoma, and you can offer art camps up there, and you can still see these girls. You can still see these kids. So it's really hard on her right now, because today was the last day for her to officially see her students. Anything after this, is they will no longer be assigned to her as students. They'll always be her students. They'll always be her kids, but they'll no longer be assigned to her as students. Exactly, Dave. Endings and beginnings. It won't be long at all, and she'll have something going on down here. Either she will be a teacher in a classroom down here, or she will be. We've talked about setting her up as a substitute teacher, so she can just do that. Or we've talked about setting her up as an art teacher for the Homeschoolers Association, so she can just rent a room at the Hobby Lobby and get the kids to come in there, and she can still teach kids and still have the freedoms and all that other stuff. And anyway, we've talked about some very, at one point we even talked about opening an Irish pub. I mean, the world is literally open to her, because she's so talented. She can do whatever she wants to do. So now her problem is now she's got to get down here and figure out what she's going to do. But today was the last day that she got to teach as a teacher. So that's this week's page right there. People offering advice to the wife on how to pack and clean, and here's me explaining to the wife on how to clean and pack. Like a cheetah eats an elephant, small bites. Small bites, like biting your head off. Of course, if you think about this actually goes two ways. If you think about this from the point of view of the praying mantis, this is kind of sexy. Then the music starts. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This is my favorite night of the week when I get to art with my besties. I look forward to it every week. Next week, what's going on next week? Anything going on now? Oh, next week is the final countdown. Next Thursday is the last Thursday without them here. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. So be sure and tune in next week to see what that page is all about. In the meantime, be good to yourself and be arty. No, Blade, that's after the music. What? Oh, sorry. I don't know. We should talk about that, Dave. I've never really had that talk, because my dad lost his head a long time ago. Anyway, be sure and tune in next week. Same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. Mwah! And then we dance. And we dance until somebody is nice enough to say they see me dancing, so that there's no lag, and we can stop the page, we can stop the video, and make sure that nobody misses the last few minutes of Fat Man sweaty and dancing. Oh my God, we need air conditioning out here. I stepped out of the car at the parking lot at the day job this morning, and my glasses fogged over like those glasses in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy that immediately black out any danger, so that you can't see it, so you don't feel stress. And my glasses did that, and damned if I didn't almost step out in front of a moving car. I got to figure out something to keep from going blind when I step out of the car. Anyway, peace out, y'all.